Good Morning Night Vale is brought to you by The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine, a new independently produced and crowdfunded 10-episode original audio drama. Set in a deceptively familiar world of electronic surveillance and machine-mediated communication, The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine follows Lydia Ryan and her friends, lovelorn Ethan and wannabe internet sensation Dee, as they struggle to unravel the mystery of her mother's disappearance. Escape the sinister Fontaine family, and survive the feud over her grandfather's supernatural legacy. It weaves bitter family drama and high-stakes intrigue with fantasy and cyberpunk elements to create a surreal mystery about secrets and grudges, old books, big data, and the promise of infinite knowledge. And do not forget the talking birds. It's a full-cast production with original music and a bespoke soundscape presented through a series of found-footage-style surveillance recordings. And it's important to note, this show was made entirely without generative AI. Even the computers are voiced by human actors. Episodes are free, and you can start listening right now with the Season 1 finale due to come out on August 16th. For more information, go to lydiadisappears.com. and find The Disappearances of Lydia Fontaine wherever you get your podcasts and start listening from the beginning.
Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
If it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck,
you should not be so quick to jump to conclusions.
Good morning, Night Vale. Hello, I'm Hal Lublin, your Steve Carlsberg for this evening.
And I'm Meg Bashwiner, your sentient patch of haze for this very moment.
And I'm Symphony Sanders, your Tomoka Flynn for every season.
Tomoka's my favorite charter.
She is. Mine too.
Such a great charter. My favorite too. Yeah.
And
better than the Magna Carta.
Oh, dang. And we are here to talk to you, as we are so many times in your earbuds, to talk to you about Welcome to Night Vale, because we love it. We work on it. And, we just can't get away from it. So we're here to talk about this episode, Monolith.
That's right. Here's the description as it originally appeared in your podcatcher all those years ago. This is December 14th, 2014, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And it goes a little something like this. A stone monolith appears overnight in front of City Hall, plus a former high school quarterback playing college football, opening ceremonies at the drawbridge, and updates from the desert otherworld. Let's talk about it.
Oh, yeah. Y'all.
Let's talk about this festive episode.
Yes, the Christmas special of, I compare Christmas specials, everything to Doctor Who. Because they always had epic Christmas specials. And this one is no schlub to that. A monolith just appears overnight in front of the City Hall, and Cecil loves it.
Yeah, he finds it festive.
He's a messy bitch who loves drama.
Ain't she, though?
It kind of reminds me, this obviously predates the movie Arrival by several years. But it kind of reminds me of that, of like, here's a mysterious monolith. Nobody knows what it is. There's no real conclusion to what it is throughout the episode. So we're back in this period now where episodes are monster of the week, but there are also these threaded storylines happening in the background.
Right.
So the tapestry is being woven behind us while we kind of walk through and are not distracted, but our attention is on this main story. And in this case, it's not really a monster at all, as we find out, but it's more a threat, and it's about how the town reacts to it, and maybe how the town reacts to change at all.
Which is pretty big thematically for where we're at in the story right now. The arc we're currently in is kind of dealing with how the town deals with outsiders, how the town deals with change, the ugly of that, and the beauty of that.
Yes.
But, in the end, they end up being upset, of course. But if presents exploded out of a monolith, that I was a little bit nervous about, because everybody at first was like, okay, this monolith, they just accepted it like everything else they accept. The city council didn't have nothing to say, like always, because they're terrible at their gosh darn jobs.
They're on a cruise.
They left.
They're so bad.
They left because they were nervous.
And they created the mess too, I think. That's my theory, is that they just their malfeasance created this situation, and then they were just like, as always, they're somewhere the fuck else.
Yeah. Speaking of messy bitches.
Yeah.
Speaking of and they're slurping. That slurp. Oh, that slurp of sipping that cocktail.
I was wondering when I listened to this episode whether that was just like stage directions slurping sound, but it just says, it's spelled S, for those of you who don't have the book, SLU, and then a bunch of R's, and then P. And I was like, that's how I would have texted it.
I would have done a lot of U's, because I always think of the, those are the U's, but they could be the R's. I guess they could be.
Well, I think of the ululations of the R, as the, you know what I mean? Like that part.
Yeah.
That showed up really cool on my sound bar as well.
Your waveform created a waveform event. Neither of you have misophonia, right? Have we discussed this before?
No. I mean, I feel like some people, I have it to like a light degree. It's not something that really, really gets under my skin, but sometimes like people chewing, it's a little rough.
Oh, that's when it hurts, when like sounds hurt you.
Yeah, they make you angry, like sometimes violently angry. I know people who, if they hear those sounds, they're like, I just want to punch something.
Yikes!
Yeah, my sister has that.
Oh,
really?
She loses it. She loses it bad.
With what?
With some eating sounds.
Oh, I can understand how that would kind of make you. Well, for me, it's more the combination of watching someone chew with their mouth open, and the sound, the combo. It just makes me disgusted more than anything. I'm not angry. I'm just disgusted, and I just look at them and look at them.
I can't stand forks or spoons on teeth, scraping on teeth.
Oh yeah, that zing sound.
And on a plate, it makes me I want to put my fist through the planet.
That squeak almost sound.
Yeah, but I love as for foods, I just got into. And I love
eating.
I know how late I am. I love eating. I just started, but I think I'm good at it. I just started watching. I think was it called mukbang, which is I think it's Japanese. I think that might be where it originated, but it originates somewhere in Asian culture, and they're videos where people eat food, like massive amounts of food. Oh. But you hear all the noises, but then they also talk to people while they're doing it. Now there's a subset of that, which is just ASMR, which is no talking. I'm going to unwrap this, a Big Mac, 40 chicken McNuggets, and 2 large fry, and I'm going to eat it into a microphone. And it knocks me out. It makes me so tired. It's so relaxing. And I don't know why. I don't like watching people chew with their mouth open, but there's something about it that
the sound of chewing.
It just triggers. It's the ASMR is real.
Yeah, I haven't gotten into it. I know people do swear by it.
It's not for everybody.
But I don't find it necessarily calming. I don't know. It's not for me, but it's not for everyone. But I do find it fascinating that people are soothed by those sounds, and I wonder what that comes from.
It's ASMR is what is it? Autosensory meridian response. Autonomous sensory meridian response. So it's something in your brain. It creates a tingle in your brain, and you either have it or you don't. And you may only have it. There only may be certain things that trigger it and certain things that don't. Two people who listen, that's an ASMR that I enjoy, but I don't like tapping and scratching things. Other people love tapping and scratching things, but hate the food stuff.
I have it sometimes. It's for like it's specific things that I don't really have a handle on what. It's like a lot of times voices that will do it.
Whispering.
It's not necessarily whispering. Back when I needed extra help in school, my like special help lady, she had an ASMR voice, and so I would just like be completely relaxed. I remember being like in third grade in like my little special help room with her and being just like totally zonked out. So I guess that's a pretty good thing to have if you're in a career where you're in charge of like unruly children.
Right.
Yeah, just like a really calming.
Isn't it bad if you're a kid who has to learn because you're falling asleep? You're like, what?
Yeah. But there's a focus to it though, because it feels so good that you kind of listen to it, like you don't want it to stop. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
But all this to say, the slurping did bother me. I do love that they left the laptop open, like they just didn't know how to close it, so they weren't purposefully slurping into Skype. They just like Grandpa doesn't know how to hang up the phone.
They're just so bad at they're so bad at everything. They're
very bad at their jobs. But okay, so another person who is obsessed with their job but is good at it, I guess, maybe too good at it. Carlos is still over in the desert otherworld, and we know that makes Cecil sad, right?
Well, yeah, it also makes, I don't know, this kind of intro to this episode where Cecil's pretty much just kind of talking about a fight he had with Carlos.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like they're kind of this play-by-play reporting of their fight, which is great. I'm really happy that they are reporting their fight on the radio and that it is in fact news. But just, the way, the like language choice that Cecil has where he's like, and we don't say that anymore. We say it this way because that's...
Oh, yeah. He's not trapped.
So I sometimes feel like Cecil's a little unsupportive of Carlos.
Well, I think as with any long distance relationship, I think it becomes certain things like that become difficult after a while, adjusting to the person not being there, the time that you would normally spend, and he doesn't seem to be trying to get back like that hard. And I understand that would be frustrating. It's not like, he's in college or something and he's like, okay, well, there's an end date to that. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is kind of an open-ended, like, when is he going to get back? Like, shouldn't he be working on that every second if he really wanted to come back?
But you're also like, this is an adult relationship, right? So
right.
This is his job. This is his job and his passion that he had long before he and Cecil ever met. And then where it falls apart for me, what's brilliant about this in the way it's written is you could be on either person's side. So you could be on the Carlos side of like, listen, he's just there working. This is something that's important to him. And at every turn, he's got his significant other telling him, oh, you're trapped there. You really want to come back here. Each person is projecting onto the other what they want the most. I want you to come back to Night Vale. I want you to come out here because this is where my work is. Wouldn't it be great if you came and visited? And you can almost feel that like tension, that silent tension that would come from that. The person saying, and then you'll leave Night Vale and you'll come here. And then they're like, yeah, sure I will.
But then also I'm like, but you didn't go there voluntarily. You went there. I mean, not really. Like, you weren't originally staying there voluntarily. Like, and you really don't have a way to come back. It's not like he was there initially by choice. He was just like, oh, well, I'm going to go. It was during a crisis. And then now he just hasn't been able to come back. Like, he doesn't even have a way to come back. And they were like, well, maybe if you could come here, that would be great. Have you seen any doors like that? And that's not even a possibility. That's all talking in ifs and maybes. So I don't know. I just feel like Carlos is getting a little Stockholm syndromed.
Yes, it's Stockholm syndrome, but also like he's just trying to make the best of his situation there, and he's inspired. He has happened upon this great place that is great to study. So it's like, yes, he is trapped there and he ended up there accidentally, but he happened upon something that he found really inspiring to his work. So it's like...
And there's a giant Bichon frieze.
Yeah.
Which I would not be sad about.
It sometimes feels like Cecil is not respecting of Carlos's work, and that... But also, I mean, on the other side, it does feel like Carlos is maybe maybe not paying enough attention to Cecil's feelings regarding him not being there because he is so engrossed in his work.
Yeah, I mean, given where we are right now, and I like to approach it this way and not go like, listen, I know what happens at episode 150 or whatever. At this point, the thing that strikes me is there's no way Carlos is looking for a way to come back. Like, he's not looking. And anytime he's asked, it just becomes, I haven't seen anything. That's because you're actively not looking. The circumstances you went there weren't ideal, but now you've discovered, and you've discovered sort of a life that's interesting and work that gives you purpose. And that is, for the other person in the relationship, you're, on the one hand, you're happy for them that they've found something that they love that they're doing. On the other hand, it's your worst nightmare come to life. What if the person you love the most had to go away on a trip and then was like, no, I just keep finding stuff to do here and I don't think I'm going to be back anytime soon. You should come out here and visit. That's heartbreaking to imagine, because then you have a choice. Either figure out a way to make this work where neither of us are super happy because we're not together, but neither of us want to move, or somebody yields and maybe isn't as happy as they were before. Am I going to put my happiness over them? Are they going to put my happiness over theirs? It's hard. That's a really difficult thing to navigate as an adult, and there isn't always an easy answer. There just isn't.
Right.
And then they get to resent each other.
Oh, that's just the worst.
Forever.
Yeah.
Every fight from the rest of time is like, well, I moved back from the desert otherworld for you. I made this huge sacrifice. I was the one who took the hit here for this. So as a result, I will only be putting my dirty socks next to the laundry basket. I will not be putting them in the laundry basket.
Yeah, exactly. Is that good enough for you? What else do you need?
I moved all the way across the country for you. You can't move my socks into the laundry?
I'm too literal, you guys, because I'm like, there's like, he can't even go there. Like, this is a fantasy, like, of them being like, oh, well, maybe if we could find a way for you to come here. It's like, how though? That hasn't been you obviously still aren't looking for that, because then you'd be able to come. Like, if that was possible, then I would be happy to go back and forth. I think Cecil would be happy to go back and forth with him, but that hasn't even come up, and he's not looking for that. So it makes it, I don't know, makes it a little tough for me. And not that I'm on Cecil's side. I understand Carlos found some interesting stuff and there's interesting things over there, and those wandering people are really nice and stuff, but I think he sounds a little obsessed. Well,
I mean, look, Night Vale's not a place that you leave. He mentions, I haven't left Night Vale since, what is it? Lufnarp?
Or Schwitz, yeah.
Or Schwitz, like.
And we don't know if he really even went there.
Yeah, you're not supposed to leave there. So there's that.
Right.
There's that idea too. When somebody's from an area that nobody leaves.
Right.
Then it's very hard to get them to go anywhere, even on a vacation. Like, because it doesn't feel like just come out here for a little bit. It feels like if he goes to the other world, the desert other world, it's going to become a sell for him. Like, why don't you stay here? See how nice it is? You can be here. You don't have to worry about all the weird stuff in Night Vale.
Or maybe he won't even be able to come back. Like, if you go through that door, will you even be able to get back through? Like, that hasn't been 100% working.
Right.
For anyone. Also, I don't know, like, it just seems like there's lots of things that concern me, but also I'm like, okay, maybe Cecil's also a little jealous that Carlos likes this other place and finds it to be one of the most scientifically interesting places, because before he was saying that about Night Vale.
Right.
So that's also like a bigger overarching thing. It's like, oh, so Night Vale's not good enough for you anymore?
Yeah.
Does that mean I'm not good enough for you anymore or interesting enough?
That's a really great point.
Wow.
We're going to have to touch base on that again when Carlos himself shows up in the next episode. But let's move forward just a little bit to talk about the sports.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk about the drawbridge first?
Well, we had water in Night Vale. It's always good to
that is always good.
Shout out the acknowledgement that water in Night Vale.
That there is water in Night Vale occasionally.
Yeah.
Well, the city council, when it fits the city council's budgetary spending, there's water in Night Vale, and a drawbridge is necessary for $20 million. But in reality. You know?
I feel like they're doing some shady.
You mean like going on cruises?
Yeah, that's how they're paying for all this stuff instead of doing the work they say they're going to use. We don't need no damn drawbridge. Get out of here.
Yeah, they're really bad at extortion.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a sports episode, so it's a Jeffrey episode. It's also a Christmas episode, so that means it's a Jeffrey episode. So two topics that Joseph is not going to be writing about: Christmas and sports.
And two things I love. As probably, I don't know, the same amount as Jeffrey, but also I was like, oh, as soon as you hear all the sports stuff, I'm like, there's just no way. This is 100% Jeffrey, of course.
This is where we have the birth of Michigan.
Michigan. That's the first Michigan thing. Also, that's something I found interesting at the top of this section where he says the Night Vale High School Scorpions had a rough 2014 season. So it's the acknowledgement that Night Vale is in the same year as the rest of the world.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Which kind of happens and then doesn't happen. But for this specific news story, we're in 2014.
That's fun.
Yeah, that's true. I hadn't thought of that. This is the first time it's pinned to the actual time that the listener is listening to it. But we know that time works differently in Night Vale, so it may be, it's one of those things where it's a sine wave, and every once in a while, sometimes it's the same time, and sometimes it's completely different time.
And we accept that,
Yeah.
But yeah, do you think that I've ridden in a car with Jeffrey while he's driving before. He's a pretty calm, relatively calm driver.
Uh-huh.
But I think I have gotten the sense that there can be an impatience with the other people driving on the road. Do you think that's why somebody gets spinal parasites for refusing to yield on a highway off-ramp?
I'll tell you what. I think of the most intense drivers that drive, it would be myself.
It would be you, yeah.
Oh, you're number one.
Come on. And Jeffrey. Because he drives fast. He just drives fast.
Yeah.
But like a dad,
Yeah, he's safe.
He drives fast and I don't know. I just always imagine him driving his big pickup truck though.
When I rode with him, it was one of the tours. I think he was driving separately and I rode with him. So it was just the two of us sitting in his car. And it was very that was where I was like, oh, you don't which to me, it doesn't stand out or make me uncomfortable because I'm the same way. It drives me, people doing dumb things on the road drive me crazy.
Yeah, it's infuriating.
I just don't get, nobody needs to be anywhere so fast unless a baby is coming out. Or a soul is escaping.
And then you should stop. You should stop your car and let the baby come out.
Let the baby come out, yeah.
Don't try to speed through it.
What if you don't have the tools to birth a baby?
You don't need any tools.
Yeah.
I've listened to a lot of podcasts.
That you think you could birth a baby in the car?
Yes, 100%.
Oh, I want to test this.
Really?
We're going to pick up a pregnant person the next time.
Every birth is different, but I feel like there's things we don't need to. All right. I don't think I would like to test my skills of delivering a baby in a car, but I feel like if it were to happen, I would rise to the occasion. I could rise to the occasion, I think.
I could see that.
What would you do?
Well, it really depends on where in birth they are, where in labor they are. Are they pushing? Is it time to push? Because if they're not pushing, then you're fine. You just hang out and go to the hospital. But if if the parent is really ready to push, then you just kind of got to catch it.
You're going to focus up.
Yeah. You're you just got to do this. So
I'm going to reach down there and I'm going to Heisman that baby.
Yeah. You're not even willing to do that. Just gravity will do it, man. Unless they get stuck and then you're supposed to turn the mother over if they get stuck. That's a way to get the shoulders out.
From television, I know that all you need are some towels and some hot water.
Boil some water.
Clean towels and boil some water. Yeah.
And that's it. And then you're fine. And then a baby comes out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they're a swimming pool. And then the baby dives into the swimming pool, but you catch the baby in a towel so you can dry it off and clean it up. And then fresh baby.
Do you think babies are dolphins?
Some of them are.
Dolphins and humans are so close that really it doesn't matter.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see a species when I look at people, Symphony. I'm very advanced.
Jeffrey's a serious driver. Symphony's a serious driver. I just try to stay away from people on the road. I'm always just like, oh, that person is doing something dumb. Let me let them have their space.
Oh, what do you think of me as a driver? I've never had outside people assess.
I have no notes about your driving, other than the fact that the three of us, when last time I drove with you, the three of us shared a milkshake.
Yes.
Yeah, we're always eating, so I don't know.
So then I'm the best driver ever because food comes with me.
We didn't spill that milkshake, did we?
No, oh my God, there will never be a spilled milkshake. Never in my presence. It will not happen.
There was nothing to spill.
Yeah,
It was a rock. We drank a rock.
It was more likely that the cup would disintegrate and spill
Around it.
Yeah, than anything else.
We were in the car for 2 hours, and that fucker did not melt. Like,
No.
Yeah, it never got any softer.
It was just constant brain freeze, like for 45 minutes.
It was like somebody took the Prudential logo, the Rock of Gibraltar, made of milkshake and put it into a cup and then said, good luck.
Jerks.
Good luck not having 12 aneurysms trying to I don't think it had anything in it. Wasn't it?
No, it's just a chocolate milkshake.
A chocolate milkshake, for goodness sakes. You would have thought it had like Lego pieces in it with how hard it was.
It's also possible that three of us were just really tired.
Yeah, that happens.
I'm gonna stand by my belief that was one of the thickest milkshakes we've ever had in our whole lives.
Yes.
Thicker than a Snickers.
Yes.
Oh, you thicker than a stick. But can I just tell you, I literally can't get over the whole Cecil not being able to pronounce Michigan. And I think that has stuck with me throughout my years. And actually, the guys I feel like wrote a bonus episode for me once where I had to say Michigan. Or no, it wasn't in a live show. And I just had to keep saying Michigan, Michigan, Milchstefan. So I don't think anybody can say Michigan very well in Night Vale. And now every time we go to Michigan, I always have to say something silly about it.
And this is curious for me, actually, looking at the script book, is that it's just spelled Michigan in the script book. So I'm wondering if it was a Cecil acting choice where he was like, I don't know what this is, so I'm going to pronounce it weird. Or if because it's not spelled any different way, and there doesn't appear to be any notes in the script book. So the pronunciation of Michigan might be a fun Cecil thing that he added that we've just rolled with. That's my hypothesis.
And I mean, there are context clues in the script, so he has no idea what state the University of Michigan is located in. So if it's an actor choice, it's a brilliant one. If it's a piece of direction, it's also a brilliant piece of direction.
I think it's maybe an actor choice.
Yeah, that feels like something Cecil would get to on his own.
Well, I thought it was hilarious, and I'm glad it is stuck throughout our time. And it still continues to this day, and I love it. I find it very, very funny when Michigan is brought up. But he also says Alabama weird, too.
Alabama.
Alabama. Sounds kind of like Obama.
Oh, may he rest.
Oh.
What happened?
Not dead.
Yeah, but he deserves to rest and relax.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's just like he should.
May he relax.
May he relax in peace.
May he put on a tan suit and chill by the pool.
Yeah. Well, this episode's going to come out a while from now, so it's hard. I don't want to say anything, but I feel like Obama maybe needs to not rest right now, and that he probably could be out there campaigning. But he may be out there campaigning by the time this episode airs. But I'd like to see him out there in the field making some moves. And
I'm going to guess, when does this episode drop? What time is it actually, if somebody's listening to this?
This episode drops the 19th of March.
I'm going to guess at this point, he has not...
And today's the 19th of February, just to let you guys know where we are in time.
Yeah, we are in the 19th of February. This will be out the 19th of March. I'm going to say he
1900s.
Will not yet be politically active at that time. Will not have made no endorsement yet of any candidate. And I think he's going to really pick that stuff up during the summer in terms of Senate races. That's my hope.
Senate, and then after we have a nominee, he'll get out there.
Yes. Yeah, he's maybe the greatest tool we have for getting somebody elected.
Yeah.
Outside of people, a bunch of them.
Outside of each one of you, please vote.
Hey, everyone out there. Are you registered to vote? Are you going to be 18 by the time the election comes, but you're not registered now? You can register now if you're going to be 18 by the time that the election comes your way. Do you live in Michigan? Michigan?
Michigan?
Do you like healthcare and being able to afford college? Do you like those things? Maybe register as a Democrat. I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Not to get wild, not to get crazy, but
Do you live in Pennsylvania, Michigan, Wisconsin?
Kentucky?
Yeah.
Are you going to come to our show in Wisconsin? You going to come to our show in Michigan?
Oh, yeah, come to our shows.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm going to be at some of those shows. Some of them I will not be at. But if I'm there, bring proof that you voted. I'll give you a high five.
If you bring proof that you voted, I will think of something special to celebrate you. Especially if you live in Michigan. Michigan.
Muskegon.
Or Pennsylvania or Wisconsin.
Yeah.
North Carolina, Virginia,
or
Texas.
Florida.
Yeah.
Florida.
Florida. I pronounce his name correctly.
Nevada.
Florida, sorry. He did welcome me into his house. The least I could do is say his name properly.
Welcome to my house.
We don't have to go
out.
to my house. We don't have to go out. Open up the champagne. Pop!
Woo!
It's my house.
Anywho, so we get to the end of this episode, which is just a staggering allegory about the separation of church and state and Christmas and the subsequent war on Christmas.
Yes.
And how being a materialist is bad, basically.
Yeah.
And that's why they loathe all the presents. But you know what? I'm going to tell you, I hate to be like this, but I love presents.
Me too. I was thinking that.
No shame. No shade. I love presents.
I didn't really have this as a kid growing up Jewish. My parents tried a couple times. But that feeling of coming downstairs and having the Christmas tree with all the lights on it and having your gifts appear under the tree. We did that once or we had a Hanukkah bush. That was the closest we got. But,
Tight.
Both my parents are Jewish. I am proudly Jewish. Now that I have a Presbyterian wife, we can do Christmas trees sometimes here. Although we're rarely here for Christmas. But I love that. That's part of it. Not the materialistic. It's nice to receive a gift. That's always great. But I also love giving gifts to people.
Same.
Yeah, it's my favorite. I love figuring it out and coming up with something that they're going to love. And yeah.
Yes.
It makes you so happy. It makes me happy. And I know it makes you guys happy to see that something that you got someone they love or they find it useful or they wouldn't have gotten it for themselves and it's surprising or they didn't expect anything from you. Because most people are pretty humble and are like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. That's very kind. But usually you get stuff for your family and people you love, like your spouse and whatnot. I just love the look on people's face when they open a present and it was something they really wanted or they didn't know they needed. It's nice.
Yeah.
Meg, you do give good gifts.
Oh, I try. I like gifting. I would like to one day give Joseph Fink the gift of a small beagle.
Oh.
What would his name be? Gentleman?
He likes the name Table for a beagle, which I agree. I think it's a good name.
Table the Beagle.
Yeah.
I'm actually in the last month of your most recent birthday gift to me of Birchbox.
Oh, your rich box.
Birchbox.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, it's a little gift every month.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Birchbox, sponsor us. Thank you.
Yeah.
Isn't that how that
Anything
works?
sponsor us? That'd be great. We'll sell anything. I won't sell diet stuff, but other than that, I won't sell diet stuff or anything that's like an MLM. But other than that, I'll sell stuff.
Yeah.
Men loving men?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'll sell men loving men. I will happily sell men loving men.
This episode is brought to you by Grindr.
Oh, fuck. If we could get fucking Grindr, that would be so sick. All my friends would be jealous.
I don't know if Grindr needs to advertise.
No, I don't think so. They're pretty popular.
They've got some good brand awareness from word of mouth and other of mouth. Grindr.com.
Stay right there. Good Morning Night Vale will return after a brief break.
Up next, a conversation with Bettina Warsaw, who was this episode's weather with her band, the Rizzos. Hey, Bettina, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really, really well. What's going on? You're calling us live from your office in Brooklyn, New York.
I'm calling you live from my office that is now a brewery in Brooklyn, New York. So you probably get some of that cool vibey background brewery music. So, but yeah.
Great. Love to hear it. Love to see it. Yeah. So you were this episode's weather with your band, the Rizzos. That's really wonderful. This is episode, what is it, 59 Monolith or 58? 58 Monolith?
Yeah. Yeah, that was, I would venture to say that being the weather made us, what we joke as one-hit wonders. Because, we can get into it. I don't know what questions you have or anything, but like it truly changed like the trajectory of what the band was doing in a lot of ways.
Can you speak a little bit more to that? What was the trajectory before you guys were in episode 58 Monolith?
Before, we were just a bunch of schmoes playing in the DIY scene in Brooklyn. And then after, we were a bunch of schmoes that had like 1.5 billion views on YouTube, on like a janky video we made, and a bunch of streams on Spotify. So it just like, it kind of added a level of legitimacy in a lot of ways, which is really cool just because like people were actually listening and they knew where to find us. They found us through the podcast. And then it just kind of like boosted at least that song, which was really exciting.
Yeah, that is, it's a really great song. I love that song. I listen, it's in my rotation on my shuffle on my phone. So it's comes up every now and again. And I love to hear it. It's a really great song. Can you talk a little bit about what making that song was like?
Yeah. So the recording specifically that's on, or in the episode, I should say, was the first recording that we had ever done as the Rizzos with the band. So that song was written by Megan, who's the frontwoman and vocalist and guitar player, I should say, before any of those things. So guitar player, frontwoman and vocalist of the Rizzos. She wrote the song and brought it to the band, and we were like, we should record a song. We're a new band. And so we went to my now husband's apartment. He was doing bedroom recordings at the time. Now he does basement recordings. And he recorded it straight to tape. So we were kind of like, we don't know what we're doing. Let's figure it out. And he was very patient and got us that song in like a half a day. And then when the weather submissions opened up, which is how we ended up on the episode, we were like, we have this one cool recording that I think we like. And we're like, let's hope for the best.
Yeah, and it was a hit. It was a total hit. And you're the drummer on that track, and
yes.
And a badass drummer all around. Can you talk a little bit about your journey as a drummer?
Sure. I'm on a brief pause for my drumming lifestyle. But yeah, I played in middle school. Actually, I started playing the drums when I was like 7, 8, because I really loved Zach Hansen from Hansen. And I wanted us to get married, so I figured I should be a drummer, which is like a terrible way to get into drumming, but the truth.
We get there how we get there.
Exactly. And then I played throughout middle school, quit for a long time, did a lot of theater, which I met you, did a lot of other things, and then like by some happenstance, a friend was like, hey, you should play this band. I heard you used to play the drums, and they're looking for a female drummer. And I was like, why not? And so I ended up playing in that band and just kind of got back into it. And that was, I guess, like 6 or 7 years ago now. This is the band before the Rizzos.
Yes, I saw that band.
It was a very different band.
It was a different band, but it was you and Megan still too. It was like you and Megan moved on to the next logical step, which was the Rizzos.
Yeah.
Which is a great band name, first of all.
Thank you.
Band name.
That was Justin's doing, actually, which is funny because he wasn't... Originally, it was going to be a 2-piece. We were going to be called Apocalyptic. And then we were like, this music does not fit that name, and we need a bassist. And Justin's like, how about the Rizzos? We're like, perfect, done. Easy.
You know what I really love about how you became the weather on this episode is that we had been friends for years at this point, and you've been friends with Joseph and Jeffrey and all of us by working with the Neo-Futurists, but you still just like straight up followed all the rules of the weather submission and like put the track in and the webpage and sent it to the email address. Yep. And just like did not ask for like any special favors or consideration. You were just like, this is me, a person following all the rules. And the song is great, so we were so stoked to get to include it, but also just so stoked that like for once someone wasn't like, hey, I'm your friend, do me a favor.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, okay, so this weather open call came out, like, I think it was like pretty soon after the big like Night Vale burst, so, like the listeners started really piling up and everything started really happening. And I think that there's this weird like fine line of when your friends start to become weirdly famous, where it's like you want to support them, but you also really want to respect the work they do and not like jump on this bandwagon just because they've done the work and you like think you can contribute, you know? So I didn't want to like be weird and be like, hey guys, I know you're like kind of famous now, so like put my new band in your podcast. Also, what's a podcast? Like I wanted to follow the rules and like just be respectful of the guidelines and the structures that have been in place. I'm also a total square, and I'm a rule follower, and that's just who I am.
It's appreciated, absolutely.
Oh, God. It worked
follow
out.
All the rules. Yeah, it's I really love this song, and I'm really glad that it got to be included in the show and in the canon of Weathers for all of eternity.
Me too.
So you were. Can you talk a little bit about like what the DIY punk scene is in New York, or was at the time? Because I feel like it's a really cool and special place, but maybe the rest of the world doesn't know the ins and outs of it.
Oh, yeah. So I'll talk about, like, my small segment of it, which is really the King Pizza scene, because that's where, like, I'm heavily involved and my band's heavily involved, and we're part of the King Pizza label. But I will say that, like, there's a bajillion different facets of the DIY scene that I'm just, like, still, like, totally in awe of and so intimidated by. But it's really cool. I mean, a lot of it's just, like, friends playing with friends and, like, I don't know. DIY has gone through such an interesting shift in the past few years, because a few years ago there was like all these like literal do-it-yourself DIY venues like Shea Stadium and places like that, and like live spaces that like weren't exactly up to code and like maybe you shouldn't be hanging out at, but also have like really amazing shows and like really cool people running it, and this like real like grassroots ethos, and like that has certainly shifted over the past few years in New York, and that exists less and less, but it still definitely exists in pockets. But we kind of came up in this time where there was this bar called Don Pedro that was like, I don't know, all of our friends bartended there, and my friend Greg was the booker. Greg who runs King Pizza was the booker, so it was just kind of like King Pizza home base. And it wasn't fully DIY because it was a legitimate bar, but it was kind of like, you can come play a show and there are no rules, just don't throw any cooked food around. We learned that one the hard way.
What did you throw around?
There's a band called the Gabagools, who is a Halloween-themed Italian food band, and they threw a lot of spaghetti one night, and they did that right before the Mad Doctors played, and the Mad Doctors used to throw toilet paper around, so the spaghetti on the floor plus the toilet paper on the floor made this like really terrible paste, and that was the only time we got in trouble at Don Pedro.
Yeah, it's a neo-futurist who makes similar messes. I understand the forming of a paste sometimes.
Yes, it was an accidental paste. I'll never forget these men and their like ghoul makeup using like shovels and mops and buckets to get it off the floor, and they did a great job. Ultimately, they were very respectful. They stayed all night to clean it up, but it was disgusting.
Love for the Gabagools.
Yeah, they were the best. But like, it was the whole thing. Just like you kind of did whatever you wanted, but like there's a lot of freedom and room to explore and like try things out and play shows with different bands and start different bands, and like I don't know. It was just it still is. I'm a little less involved now, but like was a really like magical time of like being in your mid-20s and staying up late and drinking a lot of whiskey, and also like making cool things and watching your friends become like rock stars for a moment.
Pretty cool place to. And I know from hanging out and around with you, your life evolved so much when you started working in that scene. You just like the friendships that you built, and your husband, and like all the music that you have made with him. So it's really cool when people find like the right puzzle piece in their life, and it feels like that was kind of it for you for that time and place.
Yeah, I would agree. It was something I like feel very nostalgic for, even though it was very recent history, and like look back on very fondly. And I'm still, like I said, still like kind of involved, kind of not, figuring that out. That's a whole other conversation, but like it's still a wonderful scene. There's a lot of amazing stuff going on, and yeah, it was magical.
Yeah, there's this Sharon Van Etten song 17 that Joseph and I listen to a lot whenever like we hear about another place in the East Village that's closed down. We're just like, so if you're ever feeling that, recommend that song.
Do you ever just like walk down 2nd Avenue and just like start crying a little bit?
Yeah, just like everything that once was a cool place is now a TD Bank.
Exactly. And like, don't get me wrong, I bank at TD Bank, but
or a store that just has one thing in it and it's $800, and you're like, what? How is this a thing?
But somehow Queen Vic is still there.
Yeah, and they still haven't found the vomit that has got to be hidden in some corner somewhere to create the smell of the Queen Vic.
Yeah, fair point. I don't think I've ever been to Queen Vic before a very late night, but yes. But it's still there.
Still there. It still stands. So does the Boiler Room, which they're sister bars and they're next door to each other. So I think they feed off each other.
Thank goodness for that.
Yeah. So another thing to chat about in the world of Night Vale is that you were with the Weather. You became Night Vale's business manager for like what, 2.5 years? How was it?
I think so. Yeah, it was definitely at least 2 years, maybe slightly longer.
Yeah, and you really helped take from what we did as Welcome to Night Vale to becoming a full-on podcast network. So anyone out there who likes to listen to other podcasts besides Welcome to Night Vale and the Night Vale Presents Network, you can thank Bettina for helping get that off the ground.
Yeah, it was a blast. And like, I don't know, I'm still just so thankful that Joseph and Jeffrey were like, hey, let's take a chance on you, 22-ish year old lady, maybe 24, who like doesn't really know what she's doing. Let's make a podcast network. And again, I was like, cool. Like, what's a podcast? Yeah, I'll figure it out. Let's do this. And it like really, again, changed the trajectory of my life. It was really fantastic.
Yeah. After that, you worked in podcasting for a bit. You worked with Night Vale, and then you went to Panoply, and then you were at Spotify. So you were an early part of this podcasting land.
Yeah, especially like as it's evolved as an industry, and like seeing just people who are trying to get into it, what they're learning, what they don't know, what they want to know, and be like, oh, I tried all this already. Like, I did all this already. I kind of understand it. I'm not an expert. I'm not a pro, but like, I definitely have had some learnings from hands-on experience that I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I see what you're trying to do, and also like how I can tell you better how to do it. But then I quit, and now I work in beer.
Yeah, which is probably, I don't know, just knowing you, probably a much happier workday for you.
It's just different. It's different, and it's nice, honestly. Small companies are my thing.
Yeah. And beer makes people happy. Podcasts make people happy too.
Exactly.
So no one's making bombs over here.
Oh, thank goodness.
Yeah. But yeah, you transitioned to hospitality, and you have a really awesome food newsletter that I love to read. And this is a food podcast. Good Morning Night Vale is a secret food podcast.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
So we're just like, I'm stoked to have you on from a culinary standpoint. Can you talk a little bit about like your kind of food point of view, culinary point of view, and a little bit about your newsletter?
Yeah, so I'll start with, oh my gosh, what is my culinary point of view? I guess it's just that I like to eat everything, and I also love the idea of social media fandom, and so for that, I cook a lot of Alison Roman recipes. But yeah, I don't know, I just think it's like similar to beer, similar to like podcast, food makes people really happy, so if we could do everything people are happy, like why not share that joy? Yeah, I don't know. I love it. And my newsletter grew because when I was leaving Spotify, my coworker was just like, hey, who are we going to talk to now about like what restaurants to go to? You should start a food newsletter. And I was like, okay. And so I did. And I've written 10 editions. And it's just a fun way to like chat with people about something that makes me excited, which is something that like now that I'm not playing in the band is something I miss a lot.
How do you feel about calzones?
I have no strong, that's not true, I do have a strong opinion. The one in Ops is amazing. I really, really love it. Mm-hmm. So I feel strongly about calzones. Is that a controversial topic? No,
it's a thing that we like to celebrate on Good Morning Night Vale, where we like calzones. We like, if you could make your own calzone, any ingredients in the world, what would you put in it?
Cheese and sausage, but like the small little sausage balls. Like I guess that's technically a mini meatball in a lot of ways.
Mini meatball, yeah, it sounds great.
So yeah, mini meatball, and like maybe a green, just to make it healthy.
Spinach or like a broccoli rabe.
Yeah.
Oh, now I want a calzone, even though it's 11 a.m.
Get behind that. It's 2 p.m. for me. It's like prime calzone time.
Prime calzone time. Well, sure. I hope that you have some sort of delicious lunch coming your way.
I do.
But thank you so much for joining us on Good Morning Night Vale, and thank you so much for sharing your music in the weather of this episode, and thank you so much for helping Night Vale be the thing that it is today. So we really appreciate you all around.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for all the thanks. Oh yeah, this has been a blast. I'm so excited to see like just everything that's come out of the Night Vale universe is wonderful. So thank you very much for inviting me, and also for like continuing the spread the great word of Night Vale and make it happen.
And spread the word of the Rizzos. Go listen to their music. Cool.
TheRizzos.bandcamp.com.
Thank you so much for listening to us this week. We are so happy to get to speak to you into your ears. Next episode we're going to be doing is antiques. So you have that to look forward to, along with looking forward to the rest of your life. We love you. And as always, good morning, Night Vale. Good morning. Good Morning Night Vale is a Night Vale Presents production. It is hosted by Symphony Sanders, Hal Lublin, and Meg Bashwiner. It is edited by Grant Stewart and mixed by Vincent Cacchione. It is produced by Meg Bashwiner. Theme music by Disparition. Special thanks to our guest this week, Bettina Warsaw. Leave us a voicemail at 929-277-2050 or email us at info@goodmorningnightVale.com to share your theories and ask questions or to describe your perfect dog. This show is powered by our patrons like Nick Olivis, Michaela Sandoval, Elizabeth Jackman, Hannah Jones, and Hannah Long. If you are interested in supporting the show in exchange for lots of fun, exclusive, hyper cool kid content like joining a Patreon that has 2 members named Hannah in it, come be our third. Check us out at patreon.com/goodmorningnightVale. For more info on this show, go to goodmorningnightVale.com and follow us on Facebook and on Twitter at Night Vale Chat. Special thanks to Christy Gressman, Jeffrey Craner, Joseph Fink, and Adam Cecil. Today's adverb is cleanest. My hands are the cleanest and driest they've ever been.